How are you looking injury-wise after Friday?
Yeah, we're okay. So full squad to choose from, which is good.
And no issues with the disciplinary part?
Just Jesse. Grade A. So.
How's he reacted to that? Because it seemed a bit out of character for him.
Yeah, it was one of those that obviously you can't speak to the ref, or with a certain tone anyway. And I think that's what it was. So you'll learn from it. It's good learning.
How are you viewing this challenge in front of you on Sunday against Catalans?
Yeah, well, obviously we haven't beaten them twice throughout the year, so we need to put an 80-minute performance in. Last time we weren't proud of that first half when we played them. It was 14-0 at half time, and then we played well in that second half. Ended up being 14-1 in terms of the scoreline, but our performance was far better. So we need to make sure that we put two of those together this time.
Is a big game like this at a venue like this quite handy for you going forward to the playoffs?
I think it is for any team, to be honest. Like for us, all players in the whole competition, they want to play in big games. Our players are the same. The atmosphere is going to be unbelievable. So I think it's one of those that you'll see. Players will. It'd be easy to get them up for this week because of what comes with Magic Weekend and the buzz in the crowd and all that sort of thing. So I'd like to think certain players will excel in terms of being in the venue that it's at and the occasion.
You'll have a few Leeds United fans in there in your team.
Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, there is a few. So they'll enjoy playing over here. There's quite a number of them.
You obviously took with 6 rounds to go, but is it easy to stay focused and grounded when you look at the fixtures you've still got to come?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a draw there. We're playing majority of the top teams, so and I've said it before, which it's true. You just got to take week to week, and Catalans is our narrow focus and our most important game of the year because it's the next game. So that's how we'll be preparing for. Is purely around Catalans. Myself as coach, I know what's to come, but we don't certainly sort of say that to the players around looking to block anything up as such at this time of the year. It's more around each week.
Are you having to keep them grounded? You're not looking at it as a real chance to make history as a group? Do you not do that quite yet? No,
not at all. There's so much to play. I mean, it's like when you go to have a bet with your mate at the races and he's cheering for your horse at the 400. It's still a long way to go in there, and often loses, doesn't it? So for me, we're only at the 400, so there's a long way to go, and there's no reason for us to get overly excited or ahead of ourselves. The players have achieved a lot this year, but they haven't achieved anything that they've set out to achieve.
Even though it's huge for Hulky out to be rubbing shoulders with Wigan, you have to have a different mindset and not settle for just being up there at this stage of the season and wanting to go that next step.
Yeah, I think just worry about ourselves and we had a camp at the start of the year, and obviously you look at your KPIs and some targets that you want to achieve throughout the year, and we set those, believing that we could achieve them. Ours is a lot of it's process driven, so it's not so much outcome. The outcome will look after itself. So as long as we keep ticking those off, then we'll keep putting ourselves in positions to win games, and then obviously the more you win, the bigger games you play. So that's honestly the focus and the narrow focus that we do have.
Are these periods coming up? Is this why you're involved in the sport? There's a lot to be saying.
I love being a coach and I love being involved no matter what. But naturally, I've said it all along. Anyone that's professional, whether you're a coach or player, you want to be playing in the big games. And Magic Weekends is a big occasion on our calendar. So for us, we view it as a big game. But it's funny. You always talk about round 2, round 3, round 6. Like internally, you might sort of say, "Oh, it's a big game this week," amongst coaches. Like you might say that, and then you're saying it the week after. Honestly, you could say it every week, and purely because of how tight the competition is, and I think where the competition's going, it's so competitive. So every game's a big game in the Super League now, which is great for our sport. But the occasion this week is certainly it's exciting because it does. There is a bigger atmosphere, and there's going to be a buzz around the place, and you're going to have some neutral fans that'll support you this week, and neutral fans that'll be against you as well. So it's cool.
Do you expect you'll have to win most of your games to win the League Leader Shield?
Yeah, that's the outcome. Absolutely. Yeah, we need to be winning games if we want to be finishing first or second or whatever. First is the League Leader Shield. So, but again, of course we set out to win every game. You expect that of ourselves to go out win games, if providing we tick off the things that we spoke about before. So when we do that, the outcome's positive for us. When we don't, then our reviews obviously around those KPIs.
Are you confident you will get over the line?
When?
Over the line and win the League Leaders Shield?
This week?
In the boxing.
We're talking about this week. That's all. Honestly, mate, that's all I'm focusing on. It's a big game for us this week. They've beaten us twice. We need to go out and put a good performance in this week. So I want to see the players respond in a way of, as I said before, they've beaten us twice this year. So it's I want to see how much that meant or affected.
You'll keep the players grounded internally, but you're 2 points clear at the top now. The excitement on the terraces is probably starting to ripple and start to get nuclear a little bit. I guess you wouldn't begrudge anyone associated with the club that, given what they've been through over the last 30 or 40 years, would you, to allow themselves to be excited?
Yeah, I mean, we're equal with Wigan, and then we're 2 points, and then obviously Warrington's 2 points behind. So it's the players, as I said, the first thing that we wanted to do last year, early on, and every week, is make our community proud. Nothing changes for that. So if we go out every week and they perform in a way that now their fans expect and know, we'll keep achieving that. And I think when you do that, you start getting results, or the results come off the back of that. So there's been games that we haven't been proud of ourselves internally. Our fans know that that's not the levels that we want to be at or should be at these days, because we do set standards high. We have high standards of ourselves, but it's not about saying that we want to be number one. It's about making sure that we're ticking off areas that we want to be good at, and just keep ticking those off.
The debate about the League Leaders Shields raged over here for 15, 20 years. Does it mean anything? Does it matter? I imagine you would agree that it probably does matter a hell of a lot in terms of major trophy.
I said after we played Catalans, Castleford last week, we're playing for the Roger Moore Cup. For us, if there's any trophy involved, we want to go out and win. We want to go out and win that trophy. So we're happy to do that with that result. Obviously, winning that trophy, Challenge Cup, you want to win that. So there's a League Leaders Shield that we're still, a chance of winning, or we're in contention with other teams. We'd love to win that. So, but as I say, we're not thinking about the outcome of that. We're thinking about Catalans this week.
There's not been a first-time winner of Super League for 20 years now. Wigan, Leeds, St Helens have had a grip on this comp for 2 decades. Do you get the sense, there's yourselves, there's Warrington, Salford, Catalans, you get the sense that there's maybe more of a chance now for a new first-time winner than perhaps there has been for quite some time?
Yeah, there certainly is. There's no doubt. As I said before, the competition's evened up so much. Well, I mean, when I was over here many years ago, it was 20 odd years ago now, that was, top 4 teams, and then there was a decent gap. Yeah. So that's changed now. Even you look at the teams at the lower end, like London, for example, beat Catalans 2 weeks ago. They took Warrington to the end yesterday. Hull FC's beaten some big teams. So we're getting that now in our competition. So, towards the back end of the year, the business end of the season, there's no doubt your Saints and your Wigans, they've been there, they've done it, they know what it takes. But there's other temes there that'll certainly be pushing hard.
There's been 6 first-time winners of the NRL in the last 20 years. I think 11 different teams have won it in that time as well. That unpredictability is almost what makes it a fantastic competition. Now we seem to be moving towards that here. Do you think that's a good thing for the comp in this part?
Yeah, absolutely it is. When I say needs to happen, it needs to happen for the comp and the game that you have. Your whole KRs and clubs like that are challenging for top 4 spots, because it becomes boring, doesn't it? It does for fans. It's just going to be Wigan again next year. But Warrington's been a top club over here now for a number of years, and they're certainly contenders for this year. Salford, people have Salford in their top 6, and they're challenging for potentially they could be a League Leaders Shield or a top 4.
You would have felt it last year in a cup final as well, with 2 teams that won at Wembley for so long as well.
Yeah. I'd said last year was obviously, we were there, so it was a positive, but it's good for the game having 2 different sides in the Challenge Cup final. Wigan being the club that they are, obviously worked their way back, and what they did in the last year, exceptional. So certainly admire and respect what they do, but it's good to see that the comp's starting to even up.